go down here.
So veganism is a topic that means an awful lot to me, and I'm not going to be one of those guys that, you know, goes in here and tries to heckle people the way that vegans often get a reputation of militancy for. And I think that that's generally counterproductive. But my question is, people will often reason their way to a moral position, but you don't see them adopt that moral position in real life. And I'm wondering why there's that disconnect of reason and application. Robert Sapolsky in his recent book talked about associating things with disgust when it comes to morality, and there being, you having to do something to that effect to actually apply morals that you reason to. I'm wondering what both of your thoughts are about this.
Yeah, well, it's hard to do what you acknowledge as good. That's one question. Whether or not veganism is actually the most moral prescription, I think we can debate that. But do you have a sense of the acrasia problem, that you know what you should be doing, but you find it hard to actually do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is part of the human condition, and we do, because we have these built-in drives. We like the taste of meat. We like a lot of things that we can't justify. And it's a question of a combination of self-control and of norms that we share that push us away from urges that we cannot justify. That is one part of human nature, namely, you don't want to be looked down upon by the people you respect, can push back against another, namely, you enjoy activities that you can't justify.
Yeah, I mean, norms do a lot of work that we can't individually do, right? So it's hard. If you had to get up every morning and reinvent civilization for yourself, it would be hard to be a civilized person. I mean, so much of what we effortlessly do that is good and moral and civil is the result of our having internalized norms that everyone is abiding by. And so there certainly could come a time where we will look back on the details of factory farming, and it'll be like looking back on, you know, the slaveholders of the relatively distant past, and we'll just be aghast that it was ever so. I think there's an interesting ethical wrinkle with respect to the prospect of farming in such a way that the lives of farm animals are net positive, right? So that it's better to have existed as a cow than to have not existed at all. And if we had some sense that these are indeed happy cows, well, then it would be better to raise them and treat them well and then finally eat them than it would be to not have done any of that and manage to just engineer tofu that is so healthy that we can live off of it. So I think it's an interesting ethical problem, but I would certainly acknowledge that what we have currently is not like that, and that it is a horror show. So, over here.